Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. Sir, the whole planning is being done in complete darkness, in complete ignorance. Perhaps the Planning Commission has got the objectivity in one thing, that we are a country where 70% of people still are illiterate, where 40% of people are living below the poverty line, and the Planning Commission also thinks that it will be good for them to keep the people in ignorance even about the exercises in planning. They also think that it will be good for them and for the country if there is poverty of thought in the field of economics. If this is the idea, I do not know what is going to happen to this type of exercises in planning. But, sir, at the present moment, if we take into consideration the economic situation, we find that it is acquiring a disturbing trend. There is gap between the implementation and profession that has been the phenomenon for the last so many years and has increased during the recent months. The overall economic growth rate has been disturbing. If we take into consideration the report which has been recently published, it will be seen that the national per capita income has gone down, and this has been indicated by the minister himself in the Rajya Sabha. This is a situation in which we are planning. Sir, we are a country where 20% of the people are in urban centers and 80% are in rural centers, and out of them 30% are agricultural laborers. What is their condition? I do not want to go into the type of debate that was raised by my friend and replied to by the minister. But, sir, on two occasions in the past, Agricultural Inquiry Committee reports were published. Both these reports indicated that during the periods 1956-57 and 1960-61, their economic position had gone down. Their per capita income has fallen from rupees 100 to rupees 90. What happened after that? After that, that type of inquiry was stopped because that was giving a very inconvenient picture of our country. After that, we have no indication of their real situation. Sir, if you see the reports of the economic surveys, you will find that these reports indicate that year after year the situation of the poorest people is going down. In spite of all that, we are not at all bothered whether we are going to make any effort to raise their standard of living. Promises are there, there is no dearth of them. But in spite of all these promises, the poor sections of the country are suffering more and more. Every time we hear the slogans that we are going to increase the productivity and we want the participation of the people in planned efforts. I do not know which people do they address. Do they address the elite of this country? Do they address the member of parliament? Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, thank you for having given me this opportunity to speak on this Senior Workers Welfare Fund Amendment Bill 1987, which is a welfare measure. The bill comprises of three amendments as already narrated by the Honorable Minister. I would focus only 4 points as the previous Honorable Speaker has already spoken many points. In South, especially in Bombay, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu, cine field is dominating nearly 75% of the rural or the urban population because the persons living particularly in rural areas have no other easy entertainment than cinema. Therefore, this has been considered as a vital field in the rural life. There has been increase in cinema theaters, in production theaters, and in the distribution agencies during all these years, but the plight of the workers who have been employed in this industry has not been taken care of by the producers. The workers have been employed at all will and pleasure of the employers. There are no set guidelines or rules for the purpose of employing persons. Even the persons who are employed as light boys are children below the age of 18 years. They are not paid adequate wages. The Cine Workers Welfare Fund was created many years ago, but there are a lot of lacunae in the Act. 50% of the workers, whether they are light boys or musicians or script writers, are below the age of 18 years. I would like to know who will check whether the person has worked in the production of 5 feature films or the persons who are working there are minors. Who is to take care of them? Therefore, the latter part of the provision made in clause 2 of the bill is a very good proposal. It says that the remuneration of these persons is to be increased from rupees 1000 to rupees 1600 per month. Though this amendment should have come a little earlier, it gives us great pleasure because the workers are getting benefit. Still, I feel that the amount of rupees 1600 which has been fixed is a little low. I congratulate the Honorable Minister for having come with this amendment for increasing the amount. Secondly, the persons who are employed there are temporary and those persons have not been given the benefit who is to be considered as a permanent employee. I feel that there should be coordination between the Information and Broadcasting Ministry and the Labor Ministry for the purpose of protecting the interests of the employees. Another amendment which is sought to be brought here is relating to family welfare and family planning, education and services. It is a very good proposal which seeks to cover a wider area. I welcome this amendment for the reason that it takes care of the family and children of senior workers. I would, however, like to seek one clarification from the Honorable Minister. How will these benefits be given?